oh, man, hey, you want to mute me on the thing? So, oh, wow, you guys can all the way hear me. How you doing? Hey, sometimes you just get a little bit of technical difficulties, but I'm just going to ride it out until we go through. It should be the monitor volume. You're going to kill the monitor volume. It's the BLG backing vocals background. It's going to kill it in the monitors. There we go. Yep, it's getting quieter. Nope, you went back up. Anywho's, okay. Switch me mics. Here, I'll fix this in a minute. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're good. All right, thumbs up if you can hear me, and if not, oh well. Okay, tag me out.
Okay, so which one we're going to go with? The enemy's a liar. Okay, so we're going to go with this one? Okay, you can hear me? So could they hear the prayer?
No. Yeah, I'll pray.
All right.
That's the joy of live TV.
I know. That's all the way live.
Team members, if you haven't joined us for like Lickety Scripts Live or the Abundant Kids Live show, things happen. So Pastor Jeremiah's in the back. He's trying to fix these microphones, but we're going to pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this time. We pray, Lord, for every single team member, whether they're in California, whether they're out of the state right now, like Gabriel. I pray, God, that this team training of what we're about to embark on, reopening children's, would go out without a hitch. I pray, Father God, that people are inspired and encouraged to begin serving again. And I pray, Father God, that good communication and life and joy comes from these videos. And I pray, God, if anyone has questions, they would be answered tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
Just want to thank you again for tuning in. So the purpose of this meeting is to inform you about our reopening. And so we have a lot of good things planned, and we have a video that you're going to watch, and it's going to really explain our procedure. But also just not to play down what's going on, but we know that the coronavirus has really affected our lives. It's just changed everything. And so with that said, I just want to keep our families in prayer who lost their loved ones during these difficult times. And also to let you know that our faith will not waver. And as a church, our faith is stronger than ever before. And I'm challenging you that you stand firm in your faith. And so as our church is now preparing to adjust our service times, we will, on July the 5th, our service times will change to 8:30, 10:30, and 12:30. I'm going to say that again. Our service times will be changing on July 5th to 8:30, 10:30, and 12:30. I'm sorry, and 12:30. This will help us prepare for reopening our children's church. We at first had July the 5th. It was a target date for our reopening, but after taking into some of the concerns of the parents and our volunteers, we're rescheduling our opening day for July the 26th or August the 2nd. And so what we have in place right now is that we have a really nice video that our production team has put together, and hopefully it was going to answer some of your questions and also give us an insight on what children's church is going to look like when we reopen. So as you watch the video, please take some time to take notes or to write down your questions, and you can send your questions in on the chat, and we're going to have a Q&A later on after the video, and hopefully it'll bring the light on what Children's Church is going to look like when we reopen. So we're going to get ready right now for the video.
In a time of solitude and serenity, where the laughter and giggles of our children had been silent, and the time of freeze tag had come to an end, ALFC not only fought for the rights of our adult congregation to join in assembly to praise the name of Jesus, but we also fought for our children as well. Looking into the horizon, a new era is seen, one with wonder and sight, and one that will give a peace of mind and put it on the forefronts of our parents and team members alike. Brandishing the purple shirt, making you proud to be an Abundant Kids team member. You are now stepping into the AK Zone.
What's up, family? Zane Hurricane coming at you right off of that sick intro. What a weird guy, right? Anyway, this is what it's gonna kind of look like when you guys come back and volunteer. Yeah, right on. All right, we got some screening tables here. You know, we're gonna ask them some questions. Definitely gonna hit some thermometer check. We got a little pew pew thermometer thing. It's gonna be touchless. That's what it's all about here. Touchless and sanitation. Yeah. All right, we got over here the visitor center. The visitor center is gonna be right outside, not gonna be inside. We're gonna keep them right on the outside. Gonna have the visitor center table outside next to the screening and the check-in. Oh man, crazy waves coming with a crazy hurricane. Anyway, we got a check-in station right here. It's gonna be touchless. What does that even mean? It means that it's gonna be assisted, yeah. Parents are not gonna be checking in their kids. We are gonna do it. You're gonna do it. They're gonna be touching it. We're gonna be asking that one parent checks in their child and takes them to their classroom right on. And that same parent hopefully can come and pick them up. We're trying to limit traffic, you know, too many people on the wave is not good for it, you know what I'm saying? All right. Well, I think that's all we got for you at check-in here. Let's turn it over and see what else is going on here.
Rocking right there. It's a G. Keep going. G. Good. Stop. Any drummers in the house? School of Rock. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Why? Because we are coming back and we're starting out with our nursery, and we are going to be keeping it simple with all the little fundamental keys, tricks, and tribulations we've been working out for our teams. So we are going to be doing a touchless sign-in system. All we have to do is, instead of having the parents sign all the information out for their kids, we as the volunteers will be taking care of it for them. On top of that, we are going to be making sure that in this time, we will not be having any diaper bags, any diapers, snacks, toys from the outside, strollers, or any outside cross-contaminations that we normally would accept on a usual basis. Just for the time being, we're keeping it kosher. We're just keeping it safe. And on top of all of this, we are making sure that all of our rocking chairs are 6 feet apart. So Lonnie, you don't have to worry about being so close to your mom. And with that being said, let's do some nursery.
Do you hear that? I do. If you close your eyes, you can almost imagine hearing giggles and laughter in our hallways. If you can't hear it yet, you will soon. Welcome back to our preschoolers and overcomers class. Upon arrival in the preschooler and overcomers classrooms, parents usually sign the check-in form. Parents will no longer be required to sign their own children in, but you as the team member must do this for every child. For the time being, backpacks, homework, stuffed fluffy bunnies, and even Bibles will not be allowed to enter the classroom. We as a staff and as volunteers are minimizing the amount of cross-contamination brought inside the classroom. We will also not be handing out homework sharing snacks or receiving snacks, sitting in chairs, for they will be removed from the classroom. After the class is done, sanitizing and disinfecting will take place amongst larger items. Smaller toys such as Legos and building blocks may be removed as they have a porous surface. We are trying to do our best for the safety of our children and team to keep it a fun and friendly environment. In this season, we will be receiving kids who may be experiencing separation anxiety. We must do our best to give them the most fun and safe atmosphere, whether it be games inside the classroom or utilizing the outside playground. We want to make sure our children here at Abundant Kids have an amazing time, no matter what age group, no matter how big or how small. Just remember, you need to be Jesus to them at this time.
Oh, yeah, we didn't forget about all my elementary and kinder teachers at all, just like in all the other classrooms, what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be cooking up a clean environment full of sanitations and wipey wipes. We're gonna be making sure, we take all of our championship training that we've learned so well, and then every time they leave, we're gonna make sure we wipe down all the chairs with the little Clorox wipes. We're gonna take the chair and just wipe it down real good. And all of our kindergartners, don't worry, teachers. We're gonna be having a little Misty Mist spray to just wipe down all the little carpets. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And also, we're gonna be having the big toys. Yeah. So it's easier to clean. Like Lorenzo, you just go ahead and wipe him off, and he's clean just like that. And you gotta do is once it's clean, forget about it. Oh yeah, and don't forget, a lot of the kids that may be coming back, there's a hard time that's going on. We want to make sure we're showing our love, but we gotta be mindful in this time. We can't be doing any physical touch, so we have to be careful. No hugs, high fives, fist bumps. We gotta keep it to air daps and ankle baps. What's an air dap? I'll demonstrate it. We can do it from the screen like this. We just did one. Oh yeah. But then an ankle bap is just like, the kids in play. You just dap it with your ankles, Hey, Abundant Boy, bring me your ankle. Wait, ankle bap. Right here. But as you can see, we're gonna be having a lot of really cool things going on in the big class. We're gonna be going live. So we gotta make sure we tell all the parents that they mind if their children's are on the live stream. If they mind, we'll put them behind the cameras, so then that way they won't be seen on the live stream, but we'll be able to still ask questions and interact. So then that way, you guys at home, you guys can still have fun, and that's what we're trying to do, oh yeah. And just don't forget, I may look like Bob, but I'm the macho man guy, bro. That's all I wrote. Oh yeah. Oh.
Now that was a wonderful and amazing video. So we have a great production team, and I know there's a lot of information on there, and so I want everybody to get ready to start sending your questions in. I asked our team to join us, and so we have our panel. So I'm gonna start with Pam, and she can come in and chat real quick, and we're gonna pass the mic just to say hello to our amazing team.
Hey team, so glad to see you guys. I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to scream into the mic, but I'm glad to see that we have about 63 people online. So, yay team.
Hey guys, I am here. I know none of you've seen me for 3 months, but you've seen the rest of the team. And I'm on the camera. I'm here. I just want to say good to see you guys. Glad you guys are on, and we're just so blessed just to be able to come live and talk to you.
Hey guys, Pastor Ryan here again. Thank you, the big boy. Hey guys, Pastor Ryan here. No, we want to thank you so much for all of your support. Like everyone has said so beautifully already, we have been able to make Abundant Kids on YouTube and still spread the gospel of Jesus because of you. You guys are sharing it. Just thank you so much, and we're excited to see what's coming down the pipe, especially with Pomona for the time being with you guys here in Rancho. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. Bob, I'm having to hand it to you.
You mean the Macho Bro? Oh, yeah, brother. I know the people wanted to see the Macho Bro in real life, so I went ahead and brought the Macho Bro, you know. Oh, yeah. I choked on my gum. But anyways, I'm so excited to be with you guys. I'm excited. Here we go. We know who the real champ is. That's Pam. Pam's the real champ. This thing is hot. But if you guys haven't been following along, be sure to subscribe to our Abundant Kids channel so you can watch all of our fun videos where you can see Pam make beautiful paintings like this. There's no such thing as a bad painting, just happy mistakes. That's all it is. So if you want to make a purchase on this Pam original one-on-one, you have to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below. And if you submit a question, you'll get a bonus entry. And now with that being said, I'm going to kick it off back to Pastor Garfield.
All right, so you know that we have a crazy team, right? So all things work together for the good, So, God has truly blessed us, and so we would like for you to start sending your questions in if you have any, because I know that they covered a lot during that video. And so as we prepare to reopen, there's three things that I really want to put in front of you as we keep our families in mind and also the church in mind as we get ready to open. The first thing is we should think about is our kids. Our kids. You know that we're going to get different kids back. We're going to get the same kids, but with different challenges. So when they come in, we know that this crisis has really affected them. And so we're going to see some behavior changes. And some, like Pastor Ryan mentioned, there's going to be some separation anxieties. But we know with our nursery and some of our younger kids, they in most cases they're going to forget who we were or who we are. And so we got to rebuild that relationship. And so that's one thing that we can keep in front of us. And then now the second thing is our parents. Our parents, as they come in, they're going to be a little bit on edge, and because there's a lot going on. And so they're going to have concern about safety and how we're going to care for their kids. So we're just going to have to just reassure them that we have high standards and everything that we do, and their kids are in a safe place. So we have our kids, and then we have our parents, and most of all, we're going to have to think about our team members. Our team members, and I know that this crisis has affected everyone, and so their life has changed. Their reality has changed with homeschooling their kids, and also losing their employment. So it's affecting their finances, and so we want to make sure our team members are strong, and so we got to have to build their relationships with them as we come back. And we also know our as a team, it affected our marriages and our relationships. So there's a lot going on. And so we have to look at mental fatigue. And so also this coronavirus could have affected their health or the health of their loved one. So it's so important that we connect with our team when we come back, just to make sure that we're team strong. So I just want to end with, before we go into our Q&A, with just a scripture that we should just pray on and keep it in front of us, and that's 1 Corinthians 13:13, and it says, "And now abide faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love." And so when we get ready to reopen and receive our kids, we got to keep the love of God in front of us. And so we're going to love them through this. And so we're going to just go right into our questions. I hope some of you have some questions. Yes.
So something that Pastor Garfield touched on is the safety of our children, the safety of our team members, and the safety and the concerns of our parents. So one thing that our team is trying to do right now, not trying, but we will do, just as you guys got the link to a video, we are making a special video that will be going out to family members. So as you guys know, I think it was about a couple weeks ago, Pastor Nathan and the whole media team, Pastor John actually sent out what ALFC is going to be looking like when we reopen. It's going to be the same thing for almost every single family on our roster that has an updated email. So they're going to get a video. It's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be silly. You might see Pam, Pastor Garfield, Bob, myself, Gabe, Brenda. It doesn't matter, but we're going to be explaining the steps. So you guys got the training as team members because you guys need to know what's going to go on and what's going to change. But then once we solidify everything, then we'll walk you through a 5-minute video of, okay, Mom, this is what you expect when you check in. Barcode we take in, or again, no physical touch. Again, it's going to go a step by step. And again, piggybacking off of something you said, I met a woman last month. I met her in the foyer in the main sanctuary, and she was in tears because her husband passed away 2 months ago, and her prayer was the church opened back up, and she had found us online. And I know for a fact, even though there are some parents who are going to be hesitant, I know we're going to get new families. I know we're going to get families with teenagers and children who have found us and say, wait, I really love this ministry. So not only are we getting kids, which it does break my heart, because you're absolutely right. It's been 3 months since nursery workers have held the 6-month-olds. Now they're 9 months, and they're going to look at you like, who are you? So again, just keep that in mind. And it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just the way it is. But we gotta roll with the punches. So again, that's all I had. Yeah, we have to work through it together as a team. Hashtag Team Strong. We have to.
All right. So if there's any questions directed toward the nursery or whatever, our team is going to be here to answer. So Pam.
Okay, so we do have a few questions. The first question was elbow daps. Elbow daps are good. Are we going to have Bibles? No. So no Bibles, correct? Yeah, at all. Let's see what our next question is. Is there a script if a child does have a fever when we take their temperature? So that's a check-in question. Brenda, do you want to answer it or do you want me to answer it?
Yes, there will be a script to be given to them. It'll be given to the people who are taking the temperatures. So that will not be anything you guys have to deal with. That will be downstairs where we do the check-in and temperature taking. Anybody who comes and enters the room into your room has already gone through all the questioning, temperature checks, and everything should be good.
I want to comment on that too, because we have a high health standard. Even before this, if we received the child and they had a high temperature, we would just let the family know that for the protection of everyone in the classroom, it's probably best that the child, just stay with them. Yeah. So. Right, because we're not going to put anybody in jeopardy. So that's going to be screened up front. Okay, great question.
Next question is, will we be wearing masks? Pastor Garfield?
Well, in the first phase, we were highly recommending to wear a mask because it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to also show the parents, let them know that we're concerned about their health and we're setting a standard. So we're asking if you could be a part of the team, that we'll wear the mask, and then we'll see how that's going to really affect our attendance. But we're going to stay safe because things are going to change. Like last week, the governor this week the governor came out with the recommendation, and then so we're just going to see how that goes. But yes, we're going to start off with a mask and maybe some gloves and stuff like that. But that's just so that we will make sure we create a safe environment.
Next question is, any concerns with team members having to sign all the children in. So just like we mentioned, we're going to be wearing masks in the classroom, so mask and gloves, so that one teacher that is signing the children in is the only one touching that pen and the paper. And of course, everyone that is coming into the classroom has already gone through screening. So we should be okay in that regard, and we're asking one family in at a time, so they're not going to actually go into, well, yeah. So it's one parent, but it's going to be one family at a time. So it's not like you're going to get a influx of several families into the classroom. So you're going to get one family at a time, and then they're going to come back out, and then the next one will come in. That actually probably won't even be walking through the classroom, and just depending on where it is, especially downstairs, it's probably just going to be in and back out, and then the next set of child and parent will come in. Okay, so the next question then is there max amount of kids per class?
Okay, so the way that we're experiencing our attendance in our main sanctuary, we're not expecting a large amount of kids. So we're gonna have a plan A, plan B, and a plan C, and so. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to practice social distancing, but we're not expecting a large amount of kids. So if we need to open up another classroom, we will. So we have all of those plans in place. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, next question is, that means we'll need 3 separate sets of teachers for each service. I think this is a preschool question because this is Tanaya. So actually for preschool, I know we normally do a classroom for 2s, a classroom for 3s, and a classroom for 4s. But just like Pastor Garfield was saying, we're not expecting a large number of families in general. So more than likely, we're going to combine our age group for preschool. So it's going to be a classroom for 2 to 4-year-olds. And then once we hit our max amount for that classroom, then we'll just open up another classroom. So it really just kind of depends. This is phase 1. We're going to see how everything goes. But just depending on how many team members are returning, what the amount of children we expect are. But at this point, that's what we're going to have for preschool anyways, a combined classroom for 2 to 4-year-olds.
Just another note on that. During phase 1, we're going to only have one building open, and that's the D building, our main children's building. And so we have all of our classrooms all set. So our overcomers will be over here, and everything will be in this one building. So this way we can really kind of control the traffic part. This is phase 1.
I think I may have answered this question already. Will there be physical distancing during drop-off and pickup for preschool? So yes, to the extent that we can do that.
Yeah, so what me and Brenda, we were kind of, well, as a team, cohesively, the idea not only for drop-off, because again, it's like what Pam was saying, it's not like what we're used to. So if you take the idea of what we're used to, crumple it in a ball and get rid of it. There's not going to be literally hundreds of families walking through the halls. We're going to have it designated outside. So where you saw Zane Hurricane, Abundant Boy, kind of in that area, the opposite side, we're going to have it blocked off from traffic. So the only people coming inside of Children's are either staff members, volunteers, or families who have already gone through the screening process to pass those tables, meaning they have to answer all the questions, take a thermometer check, and then, only then, once they clear, then they are brought into the check-in station where it's assisted. The volunteer will be able to type them in, and then only 3 families at a time in that area. So it may be congested. There might be some families that are upset. That's why we got to put on our faces through the mask and have a smile with our eyes and let them know, hey, you got to bear with us. We're rolling with the punches. So yeah, there'll be automatic social distancing because we're only allowing a limited amount of families in at any given time. So if you have any family members, let them know, hey, show up early. Don't show up on time, because if you do, there might be a line first-time registration, all that fun stuff.
Next question is, will kids be required to wear masks and us? Oh, well, I mean, yeah, we're highly recommending masks and gloves for us as team members. I don't know if we went over this, but we're actually going to be going through the screening process as well. So when you check in to serve, you're going to be screened. You're going to be asked the 3 questions. Your temperature is going to be checked, and then you're going to be able to go ahead and check into your classroom. Yeah, for children, it can be difficult, especially for the younger age, to wear masks. For my daughter, I know she wears a mask, so maybe some of the elementary kids will be wearing masks, and they feel comfortable doing that. So I feel like whatever it is that they're comfortable in for children should be okay. We're going to be safe, and we're going to wear masks and gloves. Okay. Is there? Okay, let me go to I'm going to go to the next one. How will physical distancing be maintained in the classroom? And I think this one's for the macho bro guy, because this is for elementary.
Yeah, so let me tell you, sorry, I've been dealing with volume stuff, and everyone's texting me, I can't hear, and I'm trying to figure it out, so I hope you can hear me now.
So what we're doing is we got all these brand new chairs.
Damn.
So we got these brand new chairs. They're all circles. They'll all be placed around. I'll have the macho assistant hold that. So they'll all be around. It's perfect. They're circled. We'll be able to have them all scattered around, so then that way the seats will no longer be directly next to each other, and we'll be able to space them out and kind of go from there. Because, I mean, the reality is, at the end of the day, kids will be kids. Like, we're going to have the bigger games where they're going to get to play. Everything's going to continuously be getting sanitized. But when it comes to seating and everything, we finally have enough wobble chairs for them to be at a distance. So it's like they can't, if they're going to want to wobble in it, you can't be directly next to a person. So we're already kind of making them social distance without them having to know that they're social distancing. And it's just going to be incorporated kind of on that scale. And it's more of like a psychological thing, but they don't know it. And then also I know down the pipeline, we're just waiting for a couple more signatures. As far as in kindergarten goes, we're going to be adding carpets. Yeah, carpet squares. So then that way we can already have pre-placed areas for them to be able to sit. So not only will they have the big carpet, but we'll be moving into like, it's probably about like a 2x2 little carpet square, and the kids will be able to sit on there, and they'll be distanced as well. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. That's how the macho bro does it. Oh yeah.
Thank you, macho bro guy. Okay, so let's see. The next question down the list is, will it be okay for us to wear gloves? Absolutely, and we will have them available for you as well. Will the one parent also be screened? Yes. So anyone that enters the children's building will be screened, whether it's staff, whether it's your team members, whether it's a parent or a child, everyone will be screened. That actually comes into the children's building. Okay. Since there are no chairs, will there be designated spaces or circles on the floor? And also, will the kids leave their shoes at the door? Pastor Ryan.
So just like so eloquently, Bob the Baba guy, hashtag macho bro man guy. Yeah, so we are, Pastor Jeremiah. So we are designated in every single room areas for kids to be in. So these wobble chairs are perfect. They're almost 2/3 smaller or a third smaller than an actual chair. You can move them. So obviously, like you said, kids will be kids. Really can't stop everything from happening, but we will do our best to keep them distance to somewhat extent. And no, for shoes, we're not going to have kids take off shoes or anything like that. It's going to be a little bit harder to do that. Obviously, every child coming in, again, like Pastor Garfield said, our health standards have been high for many, many, many years. So every child coming in, to and from the bathroom, going inside and outside, the moment they leave the door to come back in, they're getting their hands sanitized. And again, if a child knows personal boundaries. They shouldn't be touching each other. No, I'm not touching you, so that should, be okay. But yeah, when it comes to the squares, squares in kindergarten, preschoolers, you won't have any chairs, but obviously it's preschoolers. And then elementary, we're going to space them out with the wobble chairs.
Just so, and preschool, they'll have tables and we'll have rugs, and then all that will be sanitized also, just so you guys know.
Yeah. The only thing these kids are leaving with once they get out of here is Jesus. Let's just throw that in at the end of the day. They're not going to be having any fear of COVID at the end of the day, though. I mean, yeah, we're doing all these precautions, but the reality is they're coming to get some Jesus, and we're here to give it to them. Let's not forget that part. Oh, yeah, and although we will be doing that, we will not be doing abundant bucks and giving out no handouts. This is just the first phase. Maybe it'll give me enough time to figure out how I can come up with a credit card system, and we can do units. We can do it like Star Wars or something, but give it some time. Phase 1 is in the works.
Okay, next question is, are we still having part parents?
No, not at this time. This is phase 1. We're going to be flexible because we're learning as well. So we're going into uncharted waters. So for the question, the answer to that question right now about the part parents, it's no. Until we can learn, we'll learn on how we can do this and keep everybody safe.
Next question, are we equipped to do the cleaning of the classroom between services, or is housekeeping doing it? Brenda?
As of right now, we will have the, we may have the we'll have the misting systems in. Every classroom will have their own. At this point, it's not toxic, anything like that. It's an easy dry. So, like I said, we're kind of in this area of really, not knowing what to expect. But at this point, we will have everything in the classroom that you will need to be able to sanitize your room, and there should be no hindrance or harm done to anybody.
For preschool and overcomers, we'll have something to wipe down the toys when you put them away. So that's something that we're going to ask you guys to do, to wipe the toys down before you put them back in the bins. And then when we do go out to the playground, we'll have a team that comes out and sprays down the playground to sanitize that. So we're going to kind of watch our playground time, because we will need about at least 3 to 5 minutes to sanitize before the next set of students goes out there.
Now, here's a challenge to you. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I know that when it comes to housekeeping and stuff like that, they're short, but I'm asking our volunteers, our team, to roll up our sleeves and do what we have to do. Like Pastor Jeremiah said, when these boys and girls leave here, they're going to have Jesus. That's our main goal. And we're going to walk in faith. That we're going to walk in wisdom as well. But I need some strong team members right now, because we got to stand strong together, and we're going to make this happen. Amen? All right.
Okay, so the next question is, how many kids per room? I think we already answered that. And does the rule of no backpack, Bible, etc. apply to every grade? And that is a yes. Let's see. Will we advise, did you want to go?
It's actually more of an oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so will we advise parents to keep children home for 14 days before they return to church? Are asking people if they've been sick or in contact with someone that has COVID. So yeah, those are part of the screening questions. Yes.
By the time that they get to your class, all of those that's been taking place. That's the screening process from the very beginning, even before they get to check-in. those questions are going to be asked. So when they get in, we're going to check their temperature, and then we're going to just move on because those questions are asked.
Okay, looks like we have a nursery question. What about social distancing for infants, the ones walking and crawling?
It is what it is. You do the best you can with what we have. We're going to have 2 separate classrooms. We try to keep it as a bare minimum, but our job is to, kind of help them stay away from each other. But it is what it is, and we just try to keep them as safe as we possibly can. Kids are kids. It's going to be difficult in all the classrooms because they're all going to want to, once they get here, just say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. So we're all going to do our best on the situation of social distancing, especially with the little ones. But preferably we'll have everything sanitized enough to where the kids will be all right.
So going off to it, I had a really good, wonderful conversation with Pastor Garfield last Sunday. Obviously, as we know, ALFC, we do a great number of kids. Our average per week is over 900 kids. The fact of the matter is that we will not have 900 kids on opening weekend. And I say that confidently enough because when we launched ALFC Pomona, I have Jenny on here, I have Jill on here, I have probably Lourdes on here. I took her from Rancho. No, I didn't take her. She came over to Pomona. I kept telling them, because statistically, for a new plant church, again, a healthy plant, because you're always hearing Pastor Garfield talk about it, the youth and children make up 10 to 20% of a healthy church. So of our congregation of 150 people to 200 people, we were looking anywhere between 20 and 40 kids. Guess how many we had on launch of ALFC Pomona? We had 20 kids, and I had 17 laborers. I had 17 team members. So just remember, everyone's thinking large scale. If you look at our sanctuary right now, people are still getting used to coming outside. It's very small. That's why we've gone from 4 services to this past week to now 3 services, and we no longer have an overflow room because there's no need for it. Again, we are prepping for worst case scenario. Man, the floodgates are going to open, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, cool. We would rather prep for it than not prep for it at all. Everything we're doing here, we're prepping for 400 kids, but in actuality, we might get anywhere between 80 and 120 or less. And guess what? That is okay. We didn't fail as a ministry. We didn't fail as Christians. We didn't fail as a church. We are still being a beacon of light in a very, very dark time. But like Pastor Garfield keeps saying, and I just love it because he's reiterating it, we need to be the light to parents who are worried, who are scared. Not only is it training for us, but it's training for them, like, hey, mom, dad, it's going to be okay. And like, I think Pastor Garfield, deep down, he meant this. If you guys need help, if you guys need prayer, if you guys need to talk, if you guys are frustrated, scared, mad, sad, whatever, you have amazing team members here to talk to you. Pastor Garfield has been dialing the phone away for the past 90 days. I'll walk by his office, and he'll be like praying heaven down. Lord, I pray. And I'm like, Pastor Garfield, he's like, man, that's my team, because we love you guys, and we are here together. So again, with all the social distancing and how many kids per classroom, just remember, take that number you used to have. It's not going to be like a normal Sunday. In the big room, we might have 30 kids. Maybe. Second service for Bob, what is it, like 100 or 200 kids? It's not going to be like that. Prayerfully it is, but in actuality, it may not be like that. So hopefully that gave some clarity.
But yeah, and then just to also, just so you guys know, we have all been, since this has occurred, we have been doing research upon research upon research on, how to handle this, how to help parents and children overcome this fear that has hit this country. And so we've been working on that. We've been researching, how to make all this work in a safe and sanitary atmosphere. And so we have been putting in the research, and the research is looking like we're not going to have regular services. They're going to be minimal amount of kids, but we are going to be here to give them the love of Jesus that they haven't had anywhere else but home. but to let them know that we're here to love on them and to nurture them back and just to be the guiding force, just to help them through, just to let them know that we are, we're still here, we're still going, we're still teaching Jesus, and we're still loving on them.
Yeah, mic drop from Brenda.
I'm so shocked that she spoke so much. Hallelujah. Okay, so I think the next question was from Dimitri. Will overcomers have tables? Yes, we will. We're going to have 6-footers, so each child is going to have their own table. So, and as Pastor Garfield said, we're all going to be in the same building, so we'll be in our Wednesday and Saturday night classroom. So that's just so you know, and it's going to be cleared out, so we're going to be good to go. And let's see what our next question is. Will the babies be allowed bottles in the nursery? Brenda.
Nope. So at this point, nothing from the outside will be allowed in any classroom. Nothing. So when it comes to changing diapers, we have the diapers, we have the wipes, we have our gloves. We're not using anything that the parents have. Strollers and diaper bags will be left outside of the classroom. So this way, we're not bringing anything into the classroom that hasn't already been cleaned and sanitized.
So that goes for pacifiers.
Oh yeah, no pacifiers. That'll be a no. Nothing that the parent has will be allowed in the classroom. Except the clothes on the baby's back. Yep.
Next question is, will the trading post still exist? Pastor Garfield, would you like to answer that question?
Well, the answer to that is we have the trading posts, but it will not be open because this is phase 1, and we're not passing out any abundant bucks. And just this is a new norm. This is just something that we're going through, and we're going to encourage our boys and girls to love Jesus. And that's just by just teaching them the word, and we're going to get back to what we used to do, but that's where we're going to need prayer and understanding. So as we move forward with our first phase, it's just to have the kids to come in and get used to church again. All right? I hope I answered that one.
I had to put my belt back on. I think that was the last question. Do you guys have any more great questions?
Overall, family, we are excited to see you, most definitely. For those of you who are watching from ALFC Pomona, I've been in direct contact with you guys. I sent a mass text out to those who are team members with me in the city of Pomona. I have 10 people who are ready to sign up and ready to go. Thank you. Seriously, guys, thank you. You know how it is. You remember how it is. And if you're old enough like me and Pastor Jeremiah and even Brenda and even Pastor Garfield, when the ministry started taking off with ALFC, it was very little. I remember helping my Aunt Brenda in 2 through 3-year-olds and only had like 2, 3, 4 kids. 10 kids. Okay, she had 10 kids. But this is a very, 10 kids to be scared. But this is just, honestly, it's a first. Pastor Diego was always talking about firsts. And who knew that all the churches had to relaunch children's church? The good thing is, we're ready for it. Something like Brenda said, we've been researching, we've been calling, we've been studying, we've been looking at statistics and being like, will this work and will that work? Pastor Garfield is always talking to Pam like, hey, I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work. And Pam's typing away and taking notes and being like, man, like this is going to work. So either way, the show will go on. But I'm excited that the cast and the crew is coming because I know some of you are probably sick of seeing me and Pastor Jeremiah's face on AbundantKids Live, and you're sick of seeing Alyssa's face. You just tuned in, Alyssa? Oh, she's hearing you now, Alyssa. You just tuned in. But no, I'm excited to see you guys and your smiling faces, your smiling eyes, I should say. But yeah, that's kind of the last bit I had to say. Unless there's any more questions.
Yes, we have one more.
Okay, we have another. I know we are saying nothing from the outside in the classroom. Will we stop everything at check-in? I think we'll let them know. I know the strollers can be still parked in the hall. So strollers will still be parked in the hall. We will still have an area, hopefully, that parents can leave the backpacks in, but it's going to be outside of the actual classroom. So in case, they don't want to take it into the sanctuary or what have you, and they just want to leave it in the building, it's just not going to be in the classroom. It'll be somewhere else.
Well, we're just going to get ready to close this thing out. And I just want to thank you for tuning in, but I also want you to know we can't do this without you. And I want to thank you for your commitment to our Abundant Kids ministry. We've been knocking it out the park. Over all of these years, I've been a part of the children's ministry for over 21 years, and I just seen God truly blessing this ministry, and we're growing. I'm working alongside of some amazing people, and our heart is for our children and for you. And we want you to stay healthy. We want you to stay strong, and we want you to walk strong in your faith. And so we're asking that you stay prayerful for us, because this is something new. This is like starting a new church. These things is new to us, but we know that God has the last say in everything. We're going to trust and believe that our land will be healed, and that we're going to move forward with our lives, and that we're going to be truly blessed. But we miss you so much. So we're asking that you come to church. Come to church until we get this thing reopened, and stop by and see us, because we're out front waving at everybody, and we're going to give you that bump, what did you call it? Air dap, and if you want to do the kids and play and kick the feet, we give that a try too, because we have the medical team here in case we do fall. So, but we love you. We want you to stay strong and stay healthy. And thanks again for tuning in with us tonight, and we hope to see you soon, and God bless.